A Simple Introduction to Igbo Numerology, Volume 1. Written by Oma. Narrated by Austin Okeke. An Introduction to Igbo Numerology. Igbo Numerology is a fascinating and intricate system that contains the spiritual, cultural, and philosophical aspects of Igbo reality. Each number in this system holds subjective meanings and can be interpreted as powerful symbols in Odinani. This book will provide an overview of Igbo numerology, summarizing different representations of numbers in Igbo culture, from number 1 to 9, and exploring the dualities as well as perceptions of each number. It will also provide a detailed guide on how to use Igbo numerology for divination, for those interested in that aspect of the study. What is Igbo numerology? Igbo numerology is a belief and knowledge system that assigns meanings to numbers and their patterns, suggesting that those numbers and their patterns hold significance beyond their mere mathematical value. It explores the idea that numbers can offer insight into personality traits, life paths, and events that affect the human condition. Igbo numerology can be used by those skilled in the ancient science of numerology or divination to disclose meanings and underlying patterns in the universe by analyzing numerical combinations like birth dates or names. Igbo numerology as a divination system can be used as a tool for self-discovery, personal growth, and understanding the world around us. It is in fact used in studying numbers as a language of the universe. In Igbo numerology, numbers are not just mathematical symbols. They are also imbued with significant meanings and insights passed on from the timeless consciousness of enlightened Igbo ancestors. Numbers are seen as carriers of spiritual energy and messages, each with its own set of attributes that can influence an individual's life, decisions, and destiny. This indigenous knowledge system recognizes the dual and multilinear nature of numbers, meaning each number can have both positive and negative connotations, as well as multiple interpretations on the both aspects. The interpretation of these numbers can vary based on the context, showing that what may seem negative in one situation might be positive in another. Summary of different representations of numbers in Igbo culture. In Igbo culture, numbers are represented through various symbols and are usually used in rituals, storytelling, and spiritual practices. They can represent anything from life stages, elements of nature, to personal and communal attributes. In this book, we'll provide intelligible summaries on how each number from 1 to 9 are perceived and represented in Igbo culture. Numerology, with its ability to reveal hidden truths about anyone, has remained an intriguing ancient art and science to many cultures for ages. Before we get into the main details of this book, let's use an A to Z guide to cover the basics of Igbo numerology. A to Z guide on Igbo numerology. A for astrological connection. Astrology, Uzo Igwe, is the belief and knowledge system that suggests that the movements and positions of celestial bodies can influence the human condition and natural phenomena. It is important to keep in mind that numerology and astrology are interwoven, as both systems can equally offer insights into personality traits and life paths. B for birth date significance. Birth dates are a key factor for divining with numerology. The knowledge system suggests that a person's birth date holds a wealth of information, which shapes their life path numbers, which can also provide clues to their purpose in life. C for cultural context. Cultural context has to do with the social, historical, and environmental factors that shape the meaning and interpretation of ideas, beliefs, and practices within a particular society or group. Taking cultural context into consideration in numerology is very important as it can influence the interpretation of numerical patterns and their significance within different cultural frameworks. While numbers possess universal meanings, their interpretations can vary across cultures. For example, in Igbo culture, the number 4 symbolizes foundational stability and security, while in Chinese culture, it's associated with bad luck or death. One culture associates it in its positive aspect, while the other associates it with its negative aspect. D for destiny number. In numerology, the number derived or calculated from a person's full name is believed to be their destiny number, and it can reveal their innate talents, strengths, and potential in their current lifetime. Destiny number focuses more on life's purpose. E for expression number. The expression number is also the number derived or calculated from a person's full name. It can reflect how each individual expresses themselves to the world and the unique qualities they possess. Expression number focuses on the natural competencies and potential personal achievements of a person. F for future forecasting. We've indicated from our introduction that numerology is a divination system as well as a divination tool. It can be used for predicting future events and gaining insights into potential outcomes. G for guidance and decision making. Numerology can provide guidance and clarity for people when they are faced with important decisions or crossroads in life. It can determine how a person who has a good knowledge of their birth chart approaches decisions they have to make or the challenges they have to face in life. H for hidden meanings. Numbers as a universal language hold symbolic meanings in numerology. Through their values, they can offer a deeper understanding of the world and our place in it. As a result of the role numbers play as a standard measurement in human consciousness, their impact on our daily activities is immeasurable. I for intuition and insight. Intuition and insight are big factors in numerology, as the system encourages one to tap into their inner wisdom to decipher the messages hidden within numbers. That discernment, being able to intuitively gain insight, is essential to the practice. As in human nature, what works for one person may not work for the other. J for juxtaposition. Juxtaposition is a key factor to note in numerology. It involves comparing and contrasting numerical patterns or combinations to reveal hidden meanings or insights into a person's character, life path, or future events. K for karmic lessons. Numerology suggests that certain numbers, depending on how they show up in a person's chart, can carry karmic lessons or rewards that they must learn and overcome or benefit from in this lifetime. Karma, just like all phenomena in the world, has both its positive and negative aspects. This fact is important to note as most people only associate karma to its negative attributes. L for love and relationships. Numerology can shed light on the dynamics of relationships and provide insight into a person's compatibility with other people in their life and how they communicate with their social environment. It also suggests that numbers can show how two or more people involved in a romantic relationship can affect each other. M for master numbers. Master numbers like 11, 22, and 33, among others, hold special significance in numerology. They represent heightened spiritual potential in a person and challenges they may face. Certain numbers like 13 and 28 can also hold special placements in the system, even though they are not master numbers. N for numerical patterns. Recurring numbers and patterns in numerology are believed to carry special messages from the universe and offer extra guidance. When a number shows up more than once or multiple times in a person's chart, it is always worth taking note of. O for opportunities and challenges. Numerology can help anyone identify opportunities for growth and challenges they may have to overcome on their life path. P for personal growth. Through the clarification it provides, numerology can serve as a tool for personal growth and self-improvement. It can guide or challenge people towards fulfilling their true potential. Q for quantum connections. Numerology is used to explore the interconnectedness of all things in the universe through the language of numbers. And to do that, it has to reveal the underlying fabric of the universe, which is interwoven into quantum realities. R for reflection and renewal. The discoveries that emerge from numerology can encourage reflection on past experiences and renewal of energy from the collective to move forward with clarity and purpose. S for spiritual symbolism and significance. Numbers have deep spiritual significance and symbolism in numerology. They offer insights which can serve as a bridge between the material and spiritual realms. T for transformation. Numerology can initiate personal transformation by providing insights into patterns, behaviors, and potential outcomes. U for universal wisdom. Numerology as a discipline taps into universal wisdom and ancient knowledge to offer a timeless guide for navigating life's complexities. V for vibrational energy. Numerology suggests that each number carries a unique vibrational energy that influences each person's personality traits, behaviors, and life experiences in their subjective consciousness. W for well-being and balance. Numerology promotes well-being and balance. It helps anyone interested in its finding align themselves with the natural rhythms and energies of the universe. X for exploration and expansion. Numerology encourages exploration of new possibilities and expansion of consciousness. It emphasizes multidimensionality, opening doors to personal growth and enlightenment. Y for yearly cycles. Numerology can be used to analyze yearly cycles and predict trends, opportunities, and challenges in each coming year. For example, the year 2024 adds up to 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4, which equals 8, which indicates that in its negative aspect, the year can bring a lot of chaotic events, which will lead to unprecedented financial hardships. While in its positive aspect, it can equally indicate a positive shift of events that can lead to prosperity and financial stability in unprecedented ways. That is just the tip of the iceberg. That is just the tip of the iceberg. Z for zenith of understanding. Through numerology, anyone can reach a zenith of understanding about themselves, others, and the world around them. It can uncover hidden truths and potentials that can affect the quality of experiences they will have. That's our comprehensive A to Z guide to understand the basics of numerology as promised. We hope you found it insightful. As part of our introduction, let's also highlight some key factors to consider and remember when exploring Igbo numerology. Key factors to keep in mind. Number 1. Life path number. A life path number can be calculated or derived by adding the numerical values of the digits of one's birth date. This number can give insight into their life's purpose and personality strengths. Number 2, destiny number. Destiny number can be calculated or derived by adding the numerical values of the letters of a person's full name. This number can indicate their talents, strengths, and how they present themselves to the world. Number 3, vibrations. Each number in numerology is believed to have its own unique vibration or energy that influences a person's personality and life. Number 4, master numbers. Generally, the numbers 11, 22, and 33 are considered master numbers in numerology. They carry extra significance and potential. Number 5, recurring digits or patterns. Seeing the same numbers repeatedly on a chart or in the outside world, like 1111 on the clock, is believed to hold special meaning in numerology. Number 6, compatibility. Numerology can be used to assess compatibility between people based on their numbers. Number 7, decision making. Numerology can provide guidance for making important life decisions. Number 8, predictions. Numerologists claim numerology can be used to predict a person's future, including their health, wealth, and relationships, or at the very least, show the strongest possibilities for a person's future. In summary, Igbo numerology is an ancient belief and knowledge system that assigns numerical values to letters, which reveals insight about a person's personality, life path, and destiny. It can be a powerful tool for self-actualization and decision-making. Let's also very briefly provide a list of Igbo words for numbers and their perceptions. We'll expand more on each number in subsequent chapters. List of Igbo words for numbers and their perceptions. Ofu 1 represents unity, beginning, and singularity. It signifies the concept of oneness or unity in diversity. Positive, independence, leadership, initiative. And the negative, isolation, loneliness, egocentrism. Abuo 2 symbolizes duality, partnership, and balance. It is the number of opposites and complements. Positives, cooperation, harmony, and balance. Negative, conflict, division, indecisiveness. Ato 3 represents creativity, expansion, and growth. It is usually associated with ikenga and completeness. Positive, creativity, strength of will, and expansion. Negative, overexertion, superficiality, indecisiveness, scattering of energies. Ano 4 symbolizes stability, structure, and foundation. It is linked to the 4 market days and seasons. Positives, stability, order, structure, and practicality. Negative, rigidity, stubbornness, and limitation. Isii 5 represents adventure, freedom, and change. It is dynamic and versatile, usually associated with the human senses and actualization. Positive, adventure, versatility, adaptability, and manifestation. Negative, instability, inconsistency, and restlessness. Isii 6 symbolizes harmony, family, and nurturing. It is connected to love, care, and domestic responsibilities. Positive: love, balance, responsibility. Negative: overprotection, worry, interference. Asaa, 7, represents spirituality, introspection, and wisdom. It is a sacred number, usually linked to the mystical and esoteric rituals or traditions. Positive: wisdom, introspection, spiritual awareness. Negative: isolation, aloofness, excessive solitude, and stubborn ignorance. Asato, 8, symbolizes power, material success, and authority. It is associated with abundance and mastery over material world. Positive: success, power, abundance, material gain. Negative: greed, power struggles, materialism, loss or lack. Itoolu, 9, represents transcendence, humanitarianism, and enlightenment. It is the number of the sage and the philanthropist. Positive: compassion, universality, culmination, and mysticism. Negative: overwhelm, loss of focus, excessive idealism, and unethical magic. Duality in Igbo Numerology. Every number in Igbo Numerology possesses dual meanings, both positive and negative. This duality is essential to understand the full scope of a number's influence. For instance, while the number 4 can represent stability, it can also signify rigidity. Similarly, the number 5's adventurous spirit can sometimes lead to restlessness and inconsistency. It is important to remember that these dualities are context dependent. A trait seen as a positive in one scenario might be negative in another. Therefore, interpreting these numbers require an understanding of the specific circumstances and the individual's life context. It also requires the intuitive and skillful translation of a gifted and skilled numerologist or diviner. Exploring symbols in Igbo Numerology. Symbols in Igbo Numerology usually take various forms, such as shapes, items, and even natural elements. These symbols can serve as a tool for communication with the spiritual realm, providing guidance and insights. For example, circles might represent unity and cycles while mirroring the number 0, while triangles could symbolize growth and progression, while mirroring the number 3 amongst others. Each symbol carries its own energy and significance, which can contribute to the overall interpretation of numerological readings. In subsequent volumes, we will explore different symbols and numbers independently to highlight what they mean. Conclusion: Igbo Numerology is an intricate system that offers deep insights into the spiritual and cultural fabric of Igbo people. Each person can gain a better understanding of their own life and spiritual journey by understanding the meanings and dualities of numbers as well as their multilinear nature. In subsequent chapters, we will explore each number in detail by providing comprehensive insights into their representation and significance in Igbo culture. Thank you for making it this far. Keep listening until the end. Ofu, number 1 in Igbo Numerology. In Igbo Numerology, number 1 is known as Ofu. It is also referred to as Otu or Ovu, depending on the dialect. Ofu is a highly symbolic number, and it holds deep significance as a symbol deeply embedded in the spiritual and cultural fabric of Igbo people. Ofu represents unity, independence, responsibility, the masculine principle, destiny, honesty, and source energy. Each of these interpretations carry both positive and negative aspects, which reflects the dual nature of existence. In this chapter, we will highlight 7 interpretations of Ofu and their implications in Igbo numerology. 7 interpretations of Ofu in Igbo numerology. Number 1. Ofo, the symbol of unity. Positive aspect. Ofu as Ofo symbolizes unity and the truth that arises from collective harmony. It represents the idea that there is strength in unity, and through togetherness, each person can achieve greater things. This unity goes beyond the physical realm. It is also spiritual. Negative aspect. However, the focus on unity can sometimes lead to the suppression of individuality. When the need for collective harmony outweighs personal expression, it can stifle creativity and personal growth. The pressure to conform to the group can also lead to a loss of identity. Number 2. Ofu represents independence and responsibility. Positive aspect. Ofu signifies independence and the ability to stand alone. It is the number of self-sufficiency and personal responsibility. Those who resonate with this number are usually seen as leaders, capable of taking initiative and making decisions independently. Negative aspects. On the flip side, this independence can lead to isolation and loneliness. The strong sense of responsibility can become burdensome, causing stress and a feeling of being overwhelmed by one's duties. Independence might also turn into stubbornness, making collaboration difficult. Number 3. The masculine principle. Okeke. Positive aspect. Ofu embodies the masculine principle. It represents the energy of Chukwu, Chiukwu, as the source and sustainer of all existence. It is associated with strength, authority, and the creative force that brings the universe into being. This principle is seen as a guiding and protective force. Negative aspect. The dominance of the masculine principle can lead to an imbalance, overshadowing the feminine energies necessary for harmony. It can manifest as authoritarianism and rigidity, suppressing softer, nurturing qualities. Overemphasis on this principle might also foster a patriarchal mindset. Number 4. A sacred path. Destiny. Positive aspect. Ofu symbolizes a sacred path or destiny. It represents the journey each individual must undertake to fulfill their life's purpose. This path is seen as divinely ordained to guide each person towards their true calling and highest potential. Negative aspect. However, viewing destiny as a fixed path can lead to fatalism, where people feel powerless to change their circumstances. It can also cause rigidity, where one becomes overly focused on a single path, missing out on alternative opportunities and experiences. Number 5. Straightforwardness and honesty. Positive aspect. Ofu signifies straightforwardness and a clear sense of direction. It encourages honesty, integrity, and a sense of justice. Those aligned with this number are seen as trustworthy and reliable. They always strive to do what is right. As a symbol of straightforwardness and honesty, Ofu promotes transparency and truthfulness. Negative aspect. The emphasis on straightforwardness can sometimes translate to inflexibility. It can make people rigid in their thinking, unable to adapt to changing circumstances or see things from different perspectives. This rigidity can lead to judgmental attitudes and intolerance. This trait can also become harsh and unforgiving. Excessive honesty can also hurt others' feelings and cause interpersonal issues. Number 6. Judgment and justice. Positive aspect. Ofu symbolizes judgment and justice. It represents a balanced and fair approach to decision making. Those aligned with this number usually have a strong sense of right and wrong and strive to uphold truth and fairness in all situations. They act with integrity, ensuring that their actions and decisions reflect ethical standards and moral principles. Negative aspect. However, this focus on judgment and justice can sometimes lead to harshness and inflexibility. People may become overly critical, quick to judge others without understanding the full context. This rigidity can result in lack of compassion and forgiveness, which can cause conflict and disharmony in relationships and communities. Number 7. Ofu represents source energy. Positive aspect. Ofu is a representation of source energy, the origin of all life and existence. It is the primal force from which all numbers and forms emerge. This energy is seen as pure, powerful, and transformative. It is capable of creating and sustaining life. Negative aspect. When misaligned, source energy can become destructive. The same power that creates can also destroy if it is not balanced properly. It can lead to a sense of hubris where individuals feel omnipotent and disconnected from the collective whole. The supreme significance of Ofu. In Igbo mystic knowledge, no number in manifest reality is greater than Ofu. All numbers result from the foundational energy of number 1. This principle underscores the importance of unity and singularity in the cosmic order. Ofu is sacred to Chiuku, the masculine creative principle, symbolizing his role as Aka Ofu or Abuo. In conclusion, Ofu, or the number 1, is a cornerstone of Igbo numerology. It embodies unity, independence, the masculine principle, destiny, straightforwardness, honesty, and source energy. Each interpretation carries both positive and negative aspects, which reflects the dual nature of existence. Being aware of this aspect allows for a deeper appreciation of Igbo spiritual traditions and the immense wisdom they offer. We can all navigate our spiritual paths with greater insights and balance by understanding the multifaceted nature of Ofu. Abuo, number 2 in Igbo numerology. In Igbo numerology, number 2 is known as Abuo, also referred to as Igbo, depending on the dialect. It carries deep symbolic meanings that reflect the complexities of the existence and the dual nature of reality. Abuo represents duality, being, advancement, balance, clarity, feminine force, and authority. Each of these interpretations has both positive and negative aspects, which illustrates the dynamic interplay of energies in the universe. In this chapter, we will highlight 7 interpretations of Abuo and their implications in Igbo numerology. 7 interpretations of Abuo in Igbo numerology. Number 1. Duality or binary or polarities. Positive aspect. Abuo symbolizes duality and binary, which represents the existence of 2 complementary forces. This concept is fundamental in understanding the universe, where everything exists in pairs. Duality allows for contrast, comparison, and the balance necessary for harmony in our world. It acknowledges the coexistence of light and dark, masculine and feminine, and other binary opposites. Negative aspect. However, an overemphasis on duality can lead to conflict and division. Seeing the world strictly in terms of binary opposites can create a mindset of us versus them, encouraging separation rather than unity. It can also hinder the acceptance of the spectrum and fluidity present in many aspects of life. Number 2. Being static state of actualization. Positive aspect. In Igbo cosmology, existence begins when things become two. Abuo represents the static state of actualization where beings come into existence. It signifies the moment when potential transforms into reality, marking the beginning of conscious existence. Negative aspect. The static nature of being can lead to stagnation if not coupled with growth and movement. There is a risk of becoming complacent, resisting change, and failing to evolve. This inertia prevents progress and dynamic flow of life. Number 3. Advancement. From inactivity to movement. Positive aspect. Abuo signifies advancement, the movement from standstill, inactivity, or nothingness into action and progress. It represents the drive to move forward, make progress, and achieve goals. This interpretation highlights the importance of taking initiative and making things happen. Negative aspect. Advancement can sometimes lead to overambition and recklessness. The constant push for progress might result in neglecting important details, causing burnout or disrupting stability. It can also create pressure to achieve, which could lead to stress and dissatisfaction. Number 4. Balance. Synergy between Chi and Eke. Positive aspect. Abuo symbolizes balance, the perfect synergy between Chi, spiritual force, and Eke, material force, to bring life into existence. This balance is essential for harmony, health, and well-being. It reflects the connection between all things in creation and the need for equilibrium in the universe. Negative aspect. Striving for balance can sometimes result in overcompensation or rigidity. The fear of tipping the scales might cause resistance to change and flexibility. It can also create a false sense of equilibrium, ignoring underlying issues that need attention. Number 5. Clarity. The 2 words of God. Positive aspect. Abuo represents clarity, symbolized by 2 words of God. Yes, and or mba, no. This clarity is important for making decisions and understanding the truth. It promotes transparency, honesty, and decisiveness, the elimination of ambiguity. Negative aspect. The rigid adherence to clear-cut answers can lead to intolerance for ambiguity and complexity. It might cause people to miss the nuances and gray areas that are often present in life. This rigidity can result in a black and white worldview, which can limit understanding and empathy. Number 6. Feminine force, intuition and compassion. Positive aspect. Abuo embodies the feminine force, symbolizing intuition, compassion, and cooperation. It highlights the nurturing, empathetic, and collaborative aspects of life. This interpretation underscores the importance of emotional intelligence, sensitivity, and relational harmony. Negative aspect. Overemphasis on the feminine force can lead to emotional overwhelm and overdependence on others. It might cause people to neglect assertiveness and self-reliance, which can lead to imbalances in relationships and personal growth. Number 7. Authority. Positive aspect. Abuo signifies authority, the ability to lead, guide, and make impactful decisions. It represents the power to influence and direct, to ensure order and governance. This interpretation emphasizes the importance of leadership and responsibility. Negative aspect. Authority can easily transform into authoritarianism and control. The misuse of power can lead to oppression, resistance, and conflict. It can also create hierarchies and inequalities, undermining collaboration and mutual respect. The sacred number of Abuo. In Igbo mystic knowledge, Abuo is a powerful number that brings things into existence. through the force of duality and being. The Igbo proverb, Ife kwolo, Ife akwudebea, wherever something exists, something else will exist beside it, reflects the inherent nature of duality and coexistence. Another proverb, Ife de, Ife abedebea, wherever something stands, something else will stand beside it, further emphasizes the connection of all things and balance in the universe. Keep in mind that Abuo in Igbo can also mean to reveal by application of force. Number 2 as Abuo is therefore a fundamental principle of creation, existence, and balance. It reveals the necessity of pairs in the manifestation of life and the interplay of positive and negative forces or energies in shaping reality. In conclusion, Abuo, the number 2 in Igbo numerology, carries insightful meanings and interpretations. It symbolizes duality, being, advancement, balance, clarity, the feminine force, and authority, each with its positive and negative aspects. Being aware of these interpretations allow for a deeper appreciation of Igbo spiritual traditions and the wisdom that they offer. We can navigate our spiritual and physical paths with greater insight, balance, and harmony by understanding the multifaceted nature of Abuo. Ato, number 3 in Igbo numerology. In Igbo numerology, number 3 is known as Ato or Ito. It holds significant symbolic meanings that represent action, mastery, creativity, stability, authority, maturity, and the masculine force. Each interpretation offers insights into the spiritual and practical aspects of life, which has both positive and negative aspects, illustrating the dynamic interplay of energies in the universe. In this chapter, we will highlight 7 interpretations of Ato and their implications in Igbo numerology. 7 interpretations of Ato in Igbo numerology. Number 1. Ikenga, the ability to take action backed by sound judgment. Positive aspect. Ato represents Ikenga, agalinabo. It symbolizes the ability to take decisive action supported by sound judgment. It embodies the strength of will and one's capacity to actualize their desires and express their destiny. Ikenga is a revered concept in Igbo culture, which represents personal power and success achieved through determination and wise decision-making. Negative aspects. However, the drive to take action can sometimes lead to impulsiveness and recklessness. When decisions are made without thorough consideration, they can result in unintended consequences. Overemphasis on personal power may also lead to arrogance and a disregard for collaborative efforts. Number 2. Mastery. The ability to master duality. Positive aspect. Ato signifies mastery, the ability to transcend duality, represented by the numbers 1 and 2, and reach a neutral point. This mastery involves integrating opposing forces and achieving a higher level of understanding and balance. It reflects wisdom, self-control, and the ability to navigate complex situations with grace. Negative aspect. Mastery can sometimes foster a sense of complacency or superiority. Believing one has mastered all challenges might lead to underestimating new or evolving situations. Additionally, striving for neutrality can sometimes result in an indecision or a lack of commitment to a particular course of action. Number 3. Creative power, energy from spirit and matter coming together. Positive aspect. Ato embodies creative power, the energy that arises from the union of spirit and matter. This creative force is the animator that sparks manifestation, drives innovation, artistic expression, and the birth of new ideas. It is the catalyst for transformation and growth. Negative aspect: creative power can also lead to chaos if not properly channeled. The intense energy of creation can overwhelm and disrupt existing structures. Without discipline and focus, creativity may lead in scattered efforts and unfinished projects. Number 4. Stability. The concept of the tripod. Positive aspect. Ato symbolizes stability, akin to the concept of the tripod. In Igbo culture, the mystical saying that 3 stones are enough to stabilize the cooking pot highlights the importance of balance and support. Ato represents a solid foundation, which provides the stability necessary for growth and development. Negative aspect. Stability can sometimes turn into rigidity. Over-reliance on established structures may hinder adaptability and innovation. The desire to maintain balance might lead to resistance to change, which can prevent the exploration of new opportunities and perspectives. Number 5. Authority to take action. Ubuogu, the peacekeeper or savior. Positive aspect. Ato signifies the authority to take action, symbolized by Abuo, the peacekeeper or savior. This authority involves the power to restore peace and resolve conflicts. The Igbo axiom, "Mmadụ na-abọ na n'ọgụ, onye ito bata okpedolufa, ya bụ ogbuogu," illustrates this role. When 2 people, positive and negative, are fighting, the neutral third person comes in to restore peace. Negative aspect. Authority to take action can also be destructive or combative if misused. The power to intervene might lead to authoritarianism or an overbearing attitude. The neutral stance can sometimes be perceived as indifference or lack of support, creating further discord. Number 6. Maturity. Positive aspect. Ato represents maturity, which reflects growth, wisdom, and the ability to handle responsibilities. It signifies the development of character and the attainment of a mature perspective of life. Maturity brings a deeper understanding of oneself and others. It enables harmonious relationships and thoughtful decision-making. Negative aspect. Maturity can sometimes result in cynicism or a loss of spontaneity. The weight of responsibilities might lead to stress and burnout. Additionally, a mature perspective might be perceived as overly serious or lacking in joy and playfulness. Number 7. Masculine force. Assertion. Positive aspect. Ato embodies the masculine force, which can symbolize assertion, strength, and proactive energy. It represents the drive to take initiative, assert one's will, and achieve goals. This force is essential for leadership, protection, and the pursuit of ambitions. Negative aspect. The masculine force can also manifest as aggression or dominance. Assertion might turn into confrontation, and the desire to lead could overshadow collaborative efforts. The focus on strength might neglect the importance of vulnerability and empathy. The sacred nature of Ato. Ato, with the root word to, which means to lock in place, reflects the idea that anything coming in threes is stabilized. The Igbo proverb, "Ife biani to or to," anything that comes in 3 gets stuck, emphasizes this concept, which highlights the power of the number 3 to create lasting impact both in positive and negative sense. Ato is sacred to Ato, the ancient Igbo goddess of the sky, fertility, beauty, music, and mirth. This connection underscores the number's significance in promoting balance, creativity, and harmonious existence. In conclusion, Ato, the number 3 in Igbo numerology, carries deep meanings and interpretations. It symbolizes action, mastery, creativity, stability, authority, maturity, and the masculine force, each with its positive and negative aspects. Being aware of these interpretations allow for a deeper appreciation of Igbo spiritual traditions and the wisdom they offer. We can all navigate our spiritual and physical paths with greater insight, balance, and harmony by understanding the multifaceted nature of Ato. Ano, number 4 in Igbo numerology. In Igbo numerology, number 4 is known as Ano or Ino. It is a symbol that represents unity, crossroads, foundation, destiny, the divine feminine, divination, and the presence of the divine. Each interpretation carries both positive and negative aspects, which illustrates the dynamic interplay of energies in the universe. In this chapter, we will explore 7 interpretations of Ano and their implications in Igbo numerology. 7 interpretations of Ano in Igbo numerology. Number 1. Unity of every creation. Positive aspect. Ano represents unity, symbolized by Ofo Akanano, the four-handed Ofo, which holds all things together. This unity signifies the interconnectedness of all creation. It emphasizes the importance of harmony and collective strength. It reflects the Igbo belief in the power of community and the idea that all elements of life are intricately linked. Negative aspect? However, striving for unity can sometimes lead to conformity and loss of individuality. The emphasis on collective harmony might suppress personal expression and uniqueness. It can also result in the pressure to conform, potentially stifling innovation and diversity. Number 2. Crossroads. The intersection of elements. Positive aspect. Ano symbolizes the crossroads, the intersection between the 4 elements that rule life on earth. Fire, Ike, water, Orie, earth, Afo, and air, Nkwo. This intersection represents balance and the dynamic interplay of these foundational forces, which highlights their importance in sustaining life and harmony in the natural world. Negative aspect. The concept of crossroads can also signify confusion and indecision. Standing at the intersection of multiple paths might lead to hesitation and difficulty in making choices. The complexity of balancing these elements can create tension and overwhelm. Number 3. Foundation. 4 markets, 4 days. Positive aspect. Ano represents the foundation, exemplified by the Igbo cosmological framework of Afianano, Ubosinano. 4 markets, 4 days. This foundation is essential for understanding the rhythm and structure of Igbo life and culture. It signifies stability, tradition, and the enduring principles that support the Igbo way of life. Negative aspect. A strong foundation can sometimes lead to rigidity and resistance to change. Over-reliance on traditional structures might hinder adaptation and progress. The desire to maintain stability might prevent the exploration of new ideas and opportunity. Number 4. Destiny. Fulfilling the purpose of one's chi. Positive aspect. Ano symbolizes destiny, the fulfillment of the purpose of one's chi, personal spirit. It underscores the importance of understanding and aligning with one's divine path, encouraging each person to pursue their true calling and achieve their highest potential. Negative aspect. The pursuit of destiny can sometimes become obsessive, which can lead to tunnel vision and neglect of other important aspects of life. The pressure to fulfill one's purpose might cause stress and a sense of inadequacy if progress is perceived as slow or unattainable. Number 5. Divine Feminine. Positive aspect. Ano embodies the divine feminine. It represents qualities such as nurturing, intuition, and compassion. It highlights the importance of feminine energy and achieving balance. It highlights the importance of feminine energy in achieving balance, creativity, and emotional well-being. This interpretation celebrates the strength and wisdom of the feminine force as the foundational energy of all things in the universe. Negative aspect. Overemphasis on this nature can sometimes lead to emotional overwhelm. The nurturing aspect might result in overprotectiveness or difficulty in setting boundaries. The balance between feminine and masculine energies can become skewed, which can affect overall harmony. Number 6. Divination. The basic number of Afa. Positive aspect. Ano represents divination, the basic number of Afa, Igbo divination. It signifies deep insights, clairvoyance, and the ability to perceive hidden truths. This interpretation highlights the importance of spiritual wisdom and the connection to the divine for guidance and understanding. Negative aspect. The pursuit of divination can sometimes lead to over-reliance on external guidance and a lack of personal initiative. It might encourage dependence on spiritual readings and a fear of making decisions without divinatory confirmation. Misinterpretations can also cause confusion and misdirection. Number 7. Presence of the divine. Life force. Positive aspect. Ano signifies the presence of the divine, which embodies the life force that sustains all creation. This presence is a reminder of the sacredness of life and the continual support of the divine in every aspect of existence. It reflects the spiritual foundation that underpins all life and activity. Negative aspect. The awareness of the divine presence can sometimes lead to a sense of unworthiness or fear of divine judgment. The constant focus on the spiritual might overshadow practical aspects of life, which can cause an imbalance between the material and spiritual realm. The sacred nature of Ano. Ano, with the root word no, meaning to stay or be grounded, emphasizes the importance of stability and being firmly rooted in one's beliefs and practices. The concept of Ano underscores the significance of being grounded and steadfast. It reflects the core principle of having a firm foundation in Igbo cosmology. As the number 4, Ano holds a vital place in Igbo spiritual traditions. It represents the foundational elements that support life and community. Its sacredness is deeply connected to the structure and balance it brings to existence. In conclusion, Ano, the number 4 in Igbo numerology, carries deep insights and interpretations. It symbolizes unity, crossroads, foundation, destiny, the divine feminine, divination, and the presence of the divine, each with its positive and negative aspects. Being aware of these interpretations allow for a deeper appreciation of Igbo spiritual traditions and the wisdom they offer. Each one of us can embark on our spiritual and physical paths with greater insight, balance, and harmony when we understand the multifaceted nature of Ano. Isii, number 5 in Igbo numerology. In Igbo numerology, number 5 is known as Isii. It is a symbol of manifestation, movement, sight, foresight, divine intelligence, communication, and commitment. Each interpretation encompasses both positive and negative aspects, which highlights the dynamic interplay of these energies. In this chapter, we'll highlight 7 interpretations of Isii and their implications in Igbo numerology. 7 interpretations of Isii in Igbo numerology. Number 1. Ubala Ikenga, the multiplicity or plurality of Ikenga. Positive aspect. Isii symbolizes manifestation, particularly the concept of Ubala Ikenga, which refers to the multiplicity or plurality of Ikenga. This interpretation highlights the power to bring ideas and desires into reality. It reflects the ability to generate abundance and realize one's potential through determined action and focus. Negative aspect. However, the drive to manifest can sometimes lead to overextension and burnout. The pursuit of material or personal goals might overshadow other important aspects of life, such as relationships and well-being. Additionally, a focus on multiplicity can result in scattered efforts and lack of direction. Number 2. Movement or adventure. Positive aspect. Isii signifies movement and adventure. It embodies the spirit of exploration and dynamic action. This energy encourages people to seek new experiences, embrace change, and expand their horizons. It encourages a sense of excitement and curiosity that drives personal growth and discovery. Negative aspect. The desire for movement and adventure can also lead to restlessness and instability. Constantly seeking new experiences might prevent a person from settling down and finding stability. This can result in a lack of long-term commitment and difficulty in maintaining focus on sustained goals. Number 3. Sight or visualization. Positive aspect. Isii represents sight and visualization. It emphasizes the importance of seeing possibilities and envisioning the future. This ability to visualize helps in setting clear goals and planning strategically. It encourages creativity and innovation, which enables people to turn abstract ideas into concrete realities. Negative aspect. Over-reliance on visualization can lead to unrealistic expectations and disappointment. If not balanced with practical action, dreams and visions may remain unfulfilled. Additionally, an excessive focus on the future might cause neglect of the present moment and immediate responsibilities. Number 4. Foresight or vision. Positive aspect. Isii embodies foresight or vision, the ability to anticipate future trends and prepare accordingly. This foresight is important for strategic planning and making informed decisions. It improves one's ability to navigate complex situations and seize opportunities before they arise. Negative aspect. Excessive focus on foresight can lead to anxiety and overcautiousness. The constant anticipation of future events might cause stress and prevent people from enjoying the present. It can also result in overthinking and paralysis by analysis, which hinders decisive action. Number 5. Divine intelligence. Positive aspect. Isii signifies divine intelligence, which reflects the wisdom and knowledge bestowed by the divine. This interpretation emphasizes the importance of intuition, insight, and intellectual prowess. It represents the ability to understand complex concepts and connect with higher truths. Negative aspect. Relying too heavily on divine intelligence can lead to intellectual arrogance and detachment. It might cause people to dismiss practical wisdom and common sense. Additionally, an overemphasis on intellectual pursuits can create imbalances, making one neglect emotional and spiritual aspects of life. Number 6. Communication. Positive aspect. Isii symbolizes communication. It represents the power of words and the ability to convey ideas effectively. This interpretation underscores the importance of dialogue, expression, and connection. Effective communication enables understanding, collaboration, and the sharing of knowledge. Negative aspect: the gift of communication can also lead to miscommunication and manipulation. The misuse of words might cause misunderstandings, conflict, and harm. Additionally, excessive talking without listening can prevent meaningful interaction and connections. Number 7. Commitment. Positive aspect. Isii represents commitment, the dedication to a cause, goal, or relationship. This commitment reflects reliability, perseverance, and the willingness to see things through. It embodies trust, stability, and the achievement of long-term objectives. Negative aspect: overcommitment can lead to stress, burnout, and neglect of other important areas of life. The inability to balance commitments might result in overwhelmed schedules and strained relationships. Additionally, excessive dedication to a single goal can create tunnel vision, which could prevent adaptability and flexibility. The sacred nature of Isii. Isii shares a root with the word Ose. Se, which signifies spiritual potency, as well as the mystical ability to see and bring things to fruition. The term Isii, used by Igbo people after prayers or blessings, serves to establish the word spoken, symbolizing the power of divine intelligence. This practice highlights the Igbo belief in the spiritual potency of words and the connection to higher wisdom. In conclusion, Isii, the number 5 in Igbo numerology, carries profound meanings and interpretations. It symbolizes manifestation, movement, sight, foresight, divine intelligence, communication, and commitment, each with its positive and negative aspects. Being aware of these interpretations allow for a deeper appreciation of Igbo spiritual traditions and the wisdom they offer. Every one of us can navigate our spiritual and physical paths with greater insight, balance, and harmony when we understand the multifaceted nature of Isii. Isii, number 6 in Igbo numerology. In Igbo numerology, number 6 is known as Isii or Ishi and holds significant symbolic meanings that encompass leadership, family, fruitfulness, fertility, victory, wealth, and purpose. Each of these interpretations carry both positive and negative aspects, which illustrates the dynamic interplay of energies and the duality inherent in each. In this chapter, we will highlight 7 interpretations of Isii and their implications in Igbo numerology. 7 interpretations of Isii in Igbo numerology. Number 1. Leadership, headship, and mastery. Positive aspect. Isii symbolizes leadership, headship, and mastery. It represents the qualities of a leader, including the ability to guide, influence, and inspire others. Leadership in this context is about taking responsibility, making decisions, and setting a direction for others to follow. It embodies wisdom, strength, and the capacity to oversee and manage effectively. Negative aspect. However, the pursuit of leadership can also lead to authoritarianism and dominance. The desire to lead might overshadow the need for collaboration and listening to others. A leader might become overly controlling, losing sight of empathy and the collective good, which can lead to conflict and resistance. Number 2. Family. Positive aspect. Isii is deeply connected to the concept of family. It signifies the importance of family bonds, support, and unity. In Igbo culture, family is the cornerstone of society, as it provides emotional, social, and spiritual support. Isii reflects the nurturing and protective aspects of family life. It emphasizes the importance of strong family ties. Negative aspect. The emphasis on family can sometimes lead to over-dependence and lack of individuality. The pressure to conform to family expectations might stifle personal growth and freedom. Additionally, family dynamics can become strained, leading to conflicts and unresolved issues that affect overall harmony. Number 3. Fruitfulness. Positive aspect. Isii represents fruitfulness, indicating abundance and productivity. This interpretation highlights the ability to generate and sustain resources, be it agricultural, business, or personal endeavors. It reflects the positive outcomes of hard work and dedication, which brings prosperity and growth. Negative aspect. Overemphasis on fruitfulness can lead to materialism and the constant pursuit of more, sometimes at the expense of well-being and balance. The pressure to be productive can cause stress and burnout, as well as a focus on material success over spiritual and emotional fulfillment. Number 4. Fertility. Positive aspect. Isii symbolizes fertility. It represents the capacity to create and nurture new life. This can pertain to biological fertility, creativity, or the ability to bring new ideas and projects to fruition. Fertility is seen as a blessing and a sign of vitality and growth. Negative aspect. The focus on fertility can also lead to frustration and disappointment if expectations are not met. Issues related to infertility or creative blocks can cause emotional distress and a sense of inadequacy. Additionally, the societal pressure to conform to certain roles can be overwhelming. Number 5. Spiritual and physical victory. Ikenga mmadụ na ikenga mmụọ. Positive aspect. Isii embodies spiritual and physical victory, represented by ikenga mmadụ na ikenga mmụọ. It signifies triumph over challenges both in physical realm and spiritual domain. This victory symbolizes inner strength, resilience, and the ability to overcome obstacles to achieve success and fulfillment. Negative aspect. The pursuit of victory can sometimes lead to an adversarial mindset, where every situation is seen as a competition. This can create unnecessary conflict and stress. The desire to always win might result in unethical behavior or neglect of important relationships and values. Number 6. Wealth or abundance. Isiego, head of money. Anyego, 6 parts of the eye of Aro or Horus. Positive aspect. Isii represents wealth and abundance, which highlights the ability to generate and manage resources effectively. Isiego, or the head of money, signifies financial acumen and prosperity. Anyego, which refers to the 6 parts of the eye of Aro, symbolizes keen perception and insight in financial matters. Negative aspect. Focusing on wealth can lead to greed and materialism. The pursuit of financial success might overshadow other important aspects of life, such as relationships and spiritual growth. It can also create a sense of constant dissatisfaction and the fear of losing wealth. Number 7. Purpose or service. Positive aspect. Isii symbolizes purpose and service. It reflects the importance of contributing to the greater good and fulfilling one's divine mission. It emphasizes the value of serving others and making a positive impact in the community. Purpose gives direction and meaning to life. It encourages a sense of fulfillment and joy. Negative aspect. The dedication to purpose and service can sometimes lead to self-neglect and burnout. Overcommitting to serving others might result in personal sacrifices and the neglect of one's own needs. Additionally, The pressure to find and fulfill a specific purpose can create anxiety and a sense of inadequacy. The sacred nature of Isii. Isii, or Ishi, which also means head in Igbo, emphasizes the importance of leadership, mastery, and headship. This connection highlights the role of the number 6 in guiding and influencing life's path. The number 6 is symbolic of the head. It represents wisdom, authority, and the ability to lead. It underscores the significance of clarity, foresight, and the capacity to navigate complex situations with insight and balance. In Igbo culture, these qualities are important for maintaining harmony and achieving success both spiritually and physically. In conclusion, Isii, the number 6 in Igbo numerology, carries meaningful insights and interpretations. It symbolizes leadership, family, fruitfulness, fertility, victory, wealth, and purpose, each with its positive and negative aspects. Being aware of these interpretations allow for a deeper appreciation of Igbo spiritual traditions and the wisdom they offer. We can all navigate our spiritual and physical paths with greater insight, balance, and harmony when we understand the multifaceted nature of Isii. Asaa, number 7 in Igbo numerology. In Igbo numerology, the number 7, known as Asaa or Isaa, carries deep symbolic meanings that represent completion, spiritual cycles, rest, beauty, excellence, authority, and mystical knowledge. Each interpretation presents both positive and negative aspects, which reflect the dual nature of this significant number. In this chapter, we will explore the 7 interpretations of Asaa and their implications in Igbo numerology. 7 interpretations of Asaa in Igbo numerology. Number 1. Completion. Ifelie Isaa, or Na. Whatever gets to 7 goes or ends. Positive aspect. Asaa signifies completion, which represents the finality of actions or decisions. This interpretation reflects the idea that once something reaches 7, it comes to an end or fulfillment. It embodies the concept of closure, bringing projects, phases, or journeys to their natural conclusion. Negative aspect. The notion of completion can also imply limitations or the end of potential growth. An overemphasis on finality might lead to a reluctance to start new projects or embrace new opportunities. It can create a mindset of stagnation where people feel that once something is completed, there is no further room for development or improvement. Number 2. Spiritual cycle. Odinani Sa. 1 in number, but eats 7. Positive aspect. Asaa represents spiritual cycles, which highlights the importance of recurring patterns and phases in life. This interpretation emphasizes the cyclical nature of existence, where one event leads to another in a continuous loop. It underscores the significance of being prepared for these cycles, which can lead to personal and spiritual growth. Negative aspect. Focusing too much on spiritual cycles can lead to a sense of predictability and monotony. The constant repetition of cycles might make people feel trapped or unable to break free from certain patterns. It can also lead to complacency, where one becomes overly reliant on the comfort of familiar cycles and resists change. Number 3. Rest or reflection. Positive aspect. Asaa symbolizes rest and reflection. It encourages each person to take a pause and contemplate their actions and experiences. This period of rest is essential for rejuvenation, introspection, and gaining new perspectives. It makes room for mental clarity, emotional balance, and overall well-being. Negative aspect. However, prolonged periods of rest and reflection can result in inertia and procrastination. The desire to reflect might turn into avoidance of action, which could lead to missed opportunities and delayed progress. It can also create a tendency to overthink, which can cause anxiety and indecision. Number 4. Beauty and elegance. Positive aspect. Asaa embodies beauty and elegance. It celebrates the aesthetics and harmonious aspects of life. This interpretation highlights the importance of appreciating and creating beauty in various forms, be it in nature, art, or personal expression. It reflects the Igbo values of aesthetics and the joy derived from experiencing and expressing elegance. Beauty and elegance improve the quality of life. It brings a sense of peace, harmony, and inspiration. Negative aspect. An excessive focus on beauty and elegance can lead to superficiality and vanity. The pursuit of aesthetic perfection might overshadow deeper values and inner qualities. It can also encourage unrealistic standards, which can cause dissatisfaction and negative self-perception. This fixation on outer appearances might lead to neglecting inner growth and the essence of true beauty, which lies beyond the surface. Number 5. Excellence. Positive aspect. Asaa represents excellence, striving for the highest standards in all endeavors. This interpretation encourages each person to pursue their goals with dedication, skill, and integrity. It reflects a commitment to quality, achievement, and continuous improvement. Negative aspect. The drive for excellence can sometimes lead to perfectionism and burnout. The pressure to excel in every aspect of life might result in stress and a fear of failure. It can also create a competitive environment where the focus on being the best overshadows collaboration and mutual support. Number 6. Authority. Positive aspect. Asaa signifies authority. It embodies leadership, influence, and control. This interpretation highlights the ability to make decisions, to guide others, and uphold order. It reflects a position of power and responsibility, which ensures that actions and policies are implemented effectively. Negative aspect. Authority can easily turn into authoritarianism and abuse of power. The desire to maintain control might result in inflexibility and a lack of empathy. It can create hierarchical structures that suppress individual autonomy and creativity, which could lead to resentment and resistance. Number 7. Mystical knowledge and wisdom. Positive aspect. Asaa symbolizes mystical knowledge and wisdom, which represents a deep understanding of spiritual and esoteric truths. This interpretation emphasizes the importance of inner knowledge, intuition, and the pursuit of enlightenment. It reflects the wisdom gained through experience, meditation, and spiritual practice. Negative aspect. The pursuit of mystical knowledge can lead to isolation and detachment from everyday life. An overemphasis on esoteric wisdom might result in a disconnect from practical realities and social interactions. It can also encourage a sense of superiority or elitism, where people believe their spiritual insights make them more enlightened than others. The sacred nature of Asaa. With the root word sa, meaning to flip or turn, can also signify washing or cleansing. The connection underscores the transformative power of the number 7, highlighting its role in bringing about change, renewal, and purification. In Igbo culture, the number 7 is revered for its spiritual significance and its ability to mark important transitions and milestones. In conclusion, Asaa, the number 7 in Igbo numerology, carries deep meanings and interpretations. It symbolizes completion, spiritual cycles, rest, beauty, excellence, authority, and mystical knowledge, each with its positive and negative aspects. Being aware of these interpretations allow for a deeper appreciation of Igbo spiritual traditions and the wisdom they offer. Each person can navigate their spiritual and physical paths with greater insight, balance, and harmony by understanding the multifaceted nature of Asaa. Asato, number 8 in Igbo numerology. In Igbo numerology, the number 8, known as Asato or Isato, has symbolic meanings that encompasses prosperity, infinite possibilities, ascension, cycles of life, new beginnings, mastery of spirit and matter, and divine grace. Each interpretation represents both positive and negative aspects that illustrate the dynamic interplay of these energies. In this chapter, we will explore the 7 interpretations of Asato and their implications in Igbo numerology. 7 interpretations of Asato in Igbo numerology. Number 1. Prosperity. Positive aspect. Asato symbolizes prosperity. It represents abundance, wealth, and success. It signifies the ability to attract and maintain financial and material wealth. Prosperity in this context is not just limited to material gains, but also includes spiritual richness and well-being. It encourages a mindset of abundance and growth, which attracts opportunities for success. Negative aspect. However, the pursuit of prosperity can sometimes lead to greed and materialism. An excessive focus on accumulating wealth might overshadow other important aspects of life like relationships and personal integrity. The desire for more can create a sense of dissatisfaction and stress, which can lead to an imbalanced life. Number 2. Infinite possibilities. Positive aspect. Asato represents infinite possibilities. It highlights the boundless potential and opportunities available in life. This interpretation encourages an open-minded approach which amplifies creativity and innovation. It reflects the belief that there are no limits to what one can achieve and encourages a sense of hope and optimism. Negative aspect. The idea of infinite possibilities can also lead to indecisiveness and scattered focus. The overwhelming number of choices might cause confusion and an inability to commit to a single path. It can also result in unrealistic expectations where the pursuit of endless possibilities distracts from practical and achievable goals. Number 3. Ascension. Positive aspect. Asato signifies ascension, which represents spiritual growth and the journey towards higher consciousness. It embodies the pursuit of enlightenment and the elevation of one's spirit. Ascension reflects the continuous effort to rise above mundane concerns and achieve a deeper understanding of the universe and one's place within it. Negative aspect. The focus on ascension can sometimes lead to spiritual arrogance and detachment from reality. The belief in one's spiritual superiority might result in a lack of empathy and connection with others. It can also cause people to neglect practical responsibilities and the importance of grounding their spiritual practices in everyday life. Number 4. Cycles of life. Positive aspect. Asato represents the cycles of life. It symbolizes the natural rhythms and patterns that govern existence. The interpretation acknowledges the continuous flow of beginnings and endings, growth and decay, which reflects the connection that exists between all life forms. It encourages acceptance of change and the understanding that life moves in cycles. Negative aspect. focusing on the cycles of life can sometimes lead to a fatalism and a passive approach to challenges. The belief that everything is predetermined might discourage proactive efforts to change one's circumstances. It can also create a sense of inevitability, where people feel powerless to alter the course of their lives. Number 5. New beginnings. Positive aspect. Asato symbolizes new beginnings. It represents the potential for fresh starts and renewed efforts. This interpretation encourages being open to change and seeing every ending as a new opportunity. It reflects the optimism and excitement that comes with starting anew, encouraging resilience and adaptability. Negative aspect. The emphasis on new beginnings can sometimes lead to a lack of commitment and continuity. The constant desire for fresh starts might result in unfinished projects and unfulfilled promises. It can also cause instability, where the pursuit of new opportunities disrupt established routines and relationships. Number 6. Mastery of spirit and matter. Positive aspect. Asato signifies the mastery of spirit and matter. It highlights the balance between spiritual and material pursuits. This interpretation reflects the integration of spiritual wisdom and practical skills, which enables people to achieve holistic success. It emphasizes the importance of grounding spiritual practices in the physical world. Negative aspect. Striving for mastery of spirit and matter can sometimes lead to inner conflict and stress. The challenge of balancing spiritual and material goals might cause tension and overwhelm. It can also reflect in perfectionism, where the pursuit of mastery leads to unrealistic standards and self-criticism. Number 7. Divine grace. Positive aspect. Asato represents divine grace, which reflects the blessings and favor bestowed by the divine. This interpretation emphasizes the importance of humility, gratitude, and the recognition of higher powers at work in one's life. It encourages reliance on divine guidance and support, which enables a sense of peace and trust. Negative aspect. Relying too heavily on divine grace can sometimes lead to passivity and complacency. The belief that everything is granted by the divine might discourage personal effort and responsibility. It can also result in a lack of initiative, where people wait for divine intervention instead of taking proactive steps. The sacred nature of Asato. The Igbo saying, "If Ife is Sato or Nata," when a thing gets to 8, it returns, reflects the cyclical nature of life and the concept of rebirth. This connection underscores the transformative power of the number 8, highlighting its role in bringing about change, renewal, and continuity in Igbo reality. In conclusion, Asato, the number 8 in Igbo numerology, carries significant interpretations. It symbolizes prosperity, infinite possibilities, ascension, cycles of life, new beginnings, mastery of spirit and matter, and divine grace, each with its positive and negative aspects. Knowing these interpretations allow for a deeper appreciation of Igbo spiritual traditions and the wisdom they offer. Each of us can navigate our spiritual and physical paths with greater insight, balance, and harmony when we understand the multifaceted nature of Asato. Itenaani, number 9 in Igbo numerology. In Igbo numerology, number 9, Itenaani, also referred to as Itoolu, depending on the dialect, is highly symbolic. It represents fulfillment, enlightenment, mystery, power, end or finity, consciousness, and infinite wisdom. Each interpretation carries both positive and negative aspects, which highlights the dynamic interplay of energies and the complexity of this significant number. In this chapter, we will explore the 7 interpretations of Itenaani and their implications in Igbo Numerology. 7 interpretations of Itenaani in Igbo Numerology. Number 1. Fulfillment. Ikenga be mmadu. Ikenga be mmụọ. Ikenga be chi. Ikenga na-atọ. Positive aspect. Itenaani symbolizes fulfillment. One becomes akwa akwolo. They reach the point of perfect balance or beingness for one. This state of fulfillment encompasses physical, spiritual, and divine aspects, leading to a harmonious existence. It signifies the culmination of efforts and the realization of one's potential, which brings a deep sense of satisfaction and completeness. Negative aspect. However, the pursuit of fulfillment can sometimes lead to complacency. Once a person feels fulfilled, there might be a tendency to stop striving for further growth or improvement. This sense of completion can also create a resistance to change, which can hinder new experiences and opportunities from developing. Number 2. Enlightenment. Itenaani or Ijitofu is the number of chi energy. Positive aspect. Itenaani represents enlightenment. It symbolizes the higher state of awareness and connection with chi, spiritual energy. This interpretation emphasizes the journey towards spiritual awakening and the understanding of universal truths. It reflects the attainment of spiritual insight and the ability to see beyond the physical realm. Negative aspect. The pursuit of enlightenment can sometimes lead to detachment from everyday life and practical responsibilities. An overemphasis on spiritual matters might result in neglecting personal relationships and worldly duties. Also, the belief in possessing ultimate knowledge can enable arrogance and a lack of humility. Number 3. Mystery. Onyeyobe mmụọ of Fuchia. Positive aspect. Itenaani embodies mystery. It reflects the depth and complexity of the spiritual realm. This interpretation highlights the importance of being open to the unknown and seeking deeper understanding. It encourages curiosity, exploration, and the willingness to engage in life's mysteries. Negative aspect. Focusing too much on mystery can lead to confusion and a sense of being overwhelmed. The constant search for hidden truths might cause people to lose touch with reality and practical concerns. It can also lead to a sense of frustration if answers are not readily found, consequently causing disillusionment. Number 4. Power. Positive aspect. Itenaani signifies power. It represents the ability to influence and effect change. This power has to do with both personal strength and spiritual authority. It reflects the capacity to overcome obstacles and achieve significant goals. It highlights the importance of self-empowerment and the responsible use of one's abilities. Negative aspect. The pursuit of power can sometimes lead to domination and control. The desire for influence might overshadow ethical considerations and the well-being of others. An excessive focus on power can create conflicts, cause competition, and result in isolation. Number 5. End or finity. Ife folloyi or Ife juloyi. Positive aspect. Itenaani represents the end or finity. It symbolizes peace, rest, and the cessation of conflicts. This interpretation reflects the idea of reaching a state of perfect tranquility and resolution. It signifies the highest point of insight possible, as well as the completion of cycles and the attainment of harmony and contentment. Negative aspect. The focus on finality can lead to a sense of fatalism and resignation. Believing that everything has reached its end might discourage new beginnings and initiatives. It can also create a mindset of giving up too easily. which can hinder perseverance and resilience. Number 6, consciousness. Positive aspect. Itenaani symbolizes consciousness. It represents the importance of awareness and presence. This interpretation emphasizes the significance of being fully present in the moment and understanding one's thoughts, emotions, and surroundings, as well as being synchronized with one's spiritual purpose. It embodies mindfulness, self-awareness, and the ability to live with intention. Negative aspect. An overemphasis on consciousness can lead to overthinking and anxiety. The constant analysis of one's inner states might result in mental fatigue and stress. It can also create a tendency to become overly introspective, neglecting external actions and interactions. Number 7, infinite wisdom. Positive aspect. Itenaani represents infinite wisdom. It symbolizes the boundless knowledge and understanding that can be attained. This interpretation highlights the importance of continuous learning, growth, and the pursuit of truth. It signifies the deep insights that can be gained through experience, reflection, and spiritual practice. Negative aspect. The pursuit of infinite wisdom can sometimes lead to intellectual arrogance and a sense of superiority. Believing that one has all the answers might result in closed-mindedness and resistance to new ideas. It can also create a disconnect from practical realities where theoretical knowledge is not applied effectively. The sacred nature of Itenaani. Itenaani, with its roots word ijite and nani, ijitofu, which means one I amness or one beingness or aligned with the earth or consciousness, underscores the concept of unity and oneness in existence. This number symbolizes the culmination of cycles. It reflects a state of perfect balance and harmony. Itenaani represents the perpetual journey of growth, learning, and spiritual evolution, which embody the infinite wisdom and consciousness that guide us through life's mysteries and challenges. In conclusion, Itenaani, the number 9 in Igbo numerology, carries very insightful meanings and interpretations. It symbolizes fulfillment, enlightenment, mystery, power, end or finity, consciousness, and infinite wisdom, each with its positive and negative aspects. Knowing these interpretations allow for a deeper appreciation of Igbo spiritual traditions and the wisdom they offer. We can all navigate our spiritual and physical path with greater insight and balance when we understand the multifaceted nature of Itenaani. How to use Igbo numerology for divination. Igbo numerology can offer immense insights into understanding one's path, destiny, and the unseen forces that shape our lives. While the technical details of numbers provide the foundation, the art of divination with Igbo numerology goes beyond mere calculation of numbers. It involves a well-trained intuition, spiritual connection, and sacred practice. This chapter will guide you on how to use Igbo numerology for divination in a general sense, emphasizing the key aspects and steps to perform effective readings. Let's begin with the basics. Before getting into the process, it's important to have a foundational understanding of Igbo numerology. If you've gotten to this point in the book, then you most likely already have a good idea. Each number in Igbo numerology carries specific spiritual meanings and energies. These numbers are used to interpret messages from the spiritual realm, as they can offer guidance and insight into various aspects of life. However, the true power of divination does not necessarily lie in the numbers themselves, but in the diviner's ability to connect with and interpret the spiritual messages they convey. Preparing for divination. Setting the intention. Begin by setting a clear intention for the divination session. What do you seek to understand or resolve? Whether it's guidance on a particular issue, insights into future events, or understanding your life's purpose. Having a focused intention will help channel the spiritual energies more effectively. Creating a sacred space. Choose a quiet, undisturbed place for your divination practice. Cleanse the area using traditional methods like burning incense, lighting candles, or sprinkling water. This helps to create a sacred and conducive environment for spiritual communication. Grounding yourself. Take a few moments to ground yourself. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and take deep breaths. Use visualization to anchor yourself firmly if it helps. This grounding process can help to center your energy and open your spiritual channels. The divination process. Connecting with your chi. In Igbo spirituality, chi represents your life force or the guardian force. Begin by acknowledging and inviting your chi to guide you through the divination process. Offer a form of acknowledgement through prayer or libation to express your gratitude and seek clarity and protection. Interpreting the numbers. Although this guide does not focus on the technical aspect of the numbers, it's important to recognize that each number holds specific vibrations and meanings. For example, numbers like 1, Ofu, symbolize unity and source energy, while numbers like 7, Asaa, symbolize completion and spiritual insight. You can use these general interpretations as a framework for your readings. Listening to intuition. Numerology in divination is as much about intuition as it is about numbers. Pay close attention to your inner voice and any intuitive messages you receive during the session. Usually, your intuition will provide deeper insights beyond the literal meanings of the numbers. This is very important. Using divination tools. You can also incorporate traditional divination tools to aid your practice. These might include cowrie shells, tossed and interpreted based on their positions, kola nut, oji, broken open and read according to the arrangement of its segments. Afa, divination chain, used by trained diviners to receive detailed spiritual messages. Pendulums, also used by trained diviners to receive detailed spiritual messages. Interpreting the messages. Contextual understanding. Interpret the numbers and messages in the context of the question or intention you set at the beginning. Consider how the spiritual energies of the numbers apply to your specific situation. Seeking confirmation. If a message is unclear, or you need further clarification, don't hesitate to seek confirmation. This might involve additional divination practices, meditative reflection, or even consulting with a more experienced diviner. Recording your insights. Keep a journal to record your divination sessions. Note the numbers, interpretations, and any intuitive insights you receive. This practice can help to track your spiritual journey and understand patterns over time. Respecting the process. Ethical considerations. Approach divination with respect and humility. Be aware that divination is a sacred practice and should not be used frivolously or for harmful purposes. Gratitude and closing. Always close your divination sessions with gratitude. Thank your chi, the spiritual entities, and any tools you used. This shows respect and helps to maintain a positive spiritual relationship. Reflecting on guidance. After the session, take time to reflect on the guidance you received. Consider how you can apply these insights to your life and what actions you might take to align with the spiritual messages. In conclusion, using Igbo numerology for divination is a powerful way to connect with the spiritual realm and gain insights into your life's path. You can take advantage of the wisdom of the Igbo numerology to guide and enrich your life when you focus on the important details of the divination process, such as intentions, creating a sacred space, connecting with your chi, and interpreting messages intuitively. Remember to approach this sacred practice with respect, humility, and an open heart. This allows the spiritual energies to lead you towards greater understanding and fulfillment. I hope you enjoyed this simple introduction to Igbo numerology.